No matter where you are in your style journey, we've all come across one or two fashion myths that made us question whether or not we are dressing properly. And in an era defined by uncovering the truth, I'm going to attempt to debunk 10 of the most prevalent fashion myths that I still encounter on a day-to-day basis. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Drew. What it do? It's nice to meet you. I want this to be a conversation, so at any point if you agree or disagree with something that I say in this video, write it out in the comments. I can't wait to hear your thoughts or read your thoughts. Let's get into debunking some fashion myths. The first myth that we have was pulled from last week's community poll. It was written by Addison Bond. Shout out to you, Addison. It says essentially that you must follow trends in order to be stylish. That is the myth, that you must follow trends in order to be stylish. Social media is obsessed with talking about trends. Here on YouTube alone, I've probably been recommended 50 plus videos talking about and highlighting 2024 trend predictions. And it seems that trend predictions and trend videos are what a lot of viewers want to watch on social media, especially here on YouTube. With so much of the online conversation dominated about trends, I appreciate that Addison highlighted this myth. Trends are definitely fun, and they introduce or recycle new ideas into the fashion industry. But the truth of the matter is that you don't need trends in order to be stylish. Having great style comes down to how you authentically weave interesting elements of your creativity into your outfit. Trends signal what a large group of people are wearing at a given moment in time. But personal style is about identifying elements of fashion that resonate with you and executing outfits that you find enjoyable. The second myth that was written by Danny Villamizar, sorry if I say your name incorrectly, but this is another comment from last week's poll. And the myth is that only men can wear menswear and only women can wear women's wear. If you separate clothes like this, I challenge you to change your perspective on this idea. There are so many wonderful examples of women wearing what would be traditionally thought of as menswear tastefully, and vice versa. There are so many examples of men wearing garments that are traditionally held as women's wear garments, but they wear them in such a beautiful and such a cool manner. If you enjoy an item of clothing, don't let the label of it being menswear or women's wear deter you from going out and at least trying on the piece to seeing whether or not it fits you properly. Ultimately, clothing comes down to fit and form on your body. If you like a pair of jeans but it's considered menswear, it does not matter. If those jeans fit you, wear them, buy them, enjoy them, because that's what fashion is about, finding things that actually fit you. Lauren, for example, just picked up her first pair of Japanese selvage denim jeans. She picked them up at Blue and Green. I wouldn't say just picked up, but it's been over a month or so. It was in 2023. And technically these jeans are men's jeans, but they look fantastic on her. Should I tell her not to get these jeans even though they're menswear and they are men's jeans? No. If you're stuck on the idea that men only wear menswear and women only wear women's wear, try to change your perspective, because I think that if you at least look at what women are wearing or you look at what men are wearing, you can at least draw inspiration from it and try to find pieces that menswear or women's wear brands carry. I don't know. It's just, I guess it's food for thought at this point. The final audience myth that I pulled from the poll was that you can't mix Nike and Adidas. Ooh, boy, this is gonna be an interesting one for me. Honestly, I know that the title of this video says we are debunking fashion myths, but I'm gonna have to sit here and disagree with this one. I don't know if this myth is something that is a myth or more of just like a rule for these two brands. Now, I'm sorry for all the folks who like mixing Nike and Adidas together. This is no shade at you at all, but for me, I just can't let this one go. I can't let this one go. This one, to me, it's just no. You don't mix Nike and Adidas, and maybe there's one or two exceptions, but you just don't do that. Mixing Nike and Adidas is like mixing ice cream and soy sauce. That's what I think about in my head. Like mixing them is mixing ice cream or like blue cheese and brownies. Like it just, my brain goes, it just doesn't equate. Actually, the blue cheese brownie mix, that sounds like that might actually go. That sounds like it could be good. The only exception I can give to mixing Nike and Adidas is if you're wearing, for example, an all Adidas outfit, or if you have some Adidas pants and you wear Nike socks and the Nike check logo is being covered by the pants. Then in that case, you're just wearing white socks. I understand. But if you're going full logo mania with Nike and Adidas and you're mixing these brands together, I don't know about that. Let me know how you feel about this. Do you condone the mixing of Nike and Adidas as brand motifs for styling on outfits? One of the most common fashion myths that I still hear all the time is that most stylish people are either tall and or skinny. And I understand where this myth comes from, as most runway models in general tend to be taller and tend to have slimmer frames, which gives the impression that good style tends to emanate from these type of body types. But the truth of the matter is, no matter how tall or short you are, skinny or wide, long torsoed or mid-width length you might be, you can develop noteworthy and interesting personal style. I've talked about how to develop personal style in a lot of the other videos that I've made, but essentially it boils down to this: finding and or tailoring proper fitting pants, as pants tend to be the most visually gravitating piece in an outfit. Understanding how to tastefully integrate accessories within your outfit is very, very important. And last, I would say investing in a noteworthy item of footwear, a type of footwear when you put this shoe on, it just makes you feel good. You look down at this shoe and you go, damn, I look good in these shoes. You need something like that to look down at. And I guarantee if you implement a portion of those three elements, your style will improve no matter how tall, short, skinny, wide, whatever body type you are, whatever beautiful body type you are, it does not matter. The myth that stylish people are mostly tall and or skinny is less about evaluating the body types of others and more so about unlocking the mental handicap that you might have about yourself and realizing that, no, I don't need to be like someone else in order to enjoy the fruits of fashion, in order to enjoy personal styling. You can do it yourself right now, today, if you learn the right steps in order to have great style. Style has absolutely nothing to do with body type. Just look at examples like Andre Leon Talley, Barbie Ferreira, Tracy Ellis Ross, and so many other great, stylish, not traditionally tall, skinny people. The fifth myth that I have on this list is that good style is only for the rich. Have you ever heard someone say, in order to be stylish, you have to be rich? Or people will say things like, if I just had the money, I would be able to dress like that too. While I'm not going to sit here and ignore the difference in attention your outfit might get if you make millions of dollars a year as opposed to an average salary, being rich does not equate to having good style. And earning an average or regular salary doesn't mean that you can't develop unique and noteworthy personal style. I think one of the biggest misconceptions that people have about celebrities and famous individuals is that they think that they dress well because they have money. No. Couldn't be further from the truth. A lot of times celebrities and famous individuals, they dress well because they have an entire team around them. They have professional stylists who decorate them and who put them in clothing that they have studied and think will look good in association with their body type. They have an entire entourage around them that allows them to dress better, more easily. You and I, we don't have that, but guess what? We don't need that. Interesting style a lot of times comes from knowing what aspects of your personality that you want to display through the clothing that you wear. As you begin to carefully craft that narrative through your personal style, one, you'll have a ton of fun in the process, and two, you'll realize that I don't need thousands upon thousands of dollars in order to buy the pieces, the luxury pieces or the luxury jewelry that a lot of celebrities decorate themselves with. These clothes can be from things like niche brands, big brands, vintage clothing, handmade. You can acquire them in so many different ways, but just give yourself a chance. Don't already put yourself back by saying that I can't dress like they can dress because I don't have millions of dollars. You don't need it. The sixth myth that is kind of an unspoken rule within fashion is that you can't mix gold and silver jewelry together. It's pretty common that you'll find people who only wear one side of the metal jewelry spectrum. Silver jewelry seems to be more popular as of recent than gold, but what is more rare is finding someone who will wear gold and silver simultaneously. I think that the myth comes from this idea that your skin tone looks better with one type of jewelry as opposed to the other, but in reality nobody cares enough to evaluate whether or not, oh, that person is a silver jewelry type, oh, that person's a gold jewelry. No one cares. No one's gonna be looking that hard. And if you believe that like you can't wear silver and gold together, then I want you to just try and see what happens. You'll probably find that, wow, like this idea I had about mixing these metals together is just all in my head, which is the case for a lot of these myths. In fact, I actually encourage you to mix metals in 2024. Maybe it begins to be the generation of a new trend here in the new year where we no longer hold the idea that you can only have one type of metal as accessory. One of the oldest rules in fashion is that you should try to, or not try to, but you have to always match your belt with your shoes. And we're talking about the color, and more specifically we're talking about leather shoes. And I'm calling BS. Now this myth may hold more weight in formal environments, and I want you to know that there's a caveat here, but I think for casual environments, I think for people who are trying to be fashion forward, who want to explore their personal style, I think that having this belief about belts and shoes can hold you back from trying something that could be more fun with your style. Casually, I think we're in a renaissance as it relates to the waistline and belts and how we use belts. Brands like Paloma Wool, for example, are a great example of like how fun belt options can be. I love how, if done tastefully, your belt can be one of the most random elements within your outfit, but it also can just look so good if it draws the right amount of attention and it has the right kind of counterbalance energy to the outfit. I love how people are styling and using belts in 2023 and 2024. In fact, I would go as far to say is that the waistline is one of the most underrated elements in an outfit. If you want to just dial up the style cue, if you want to dial up your style proficiency, that one next notch. Pay attention to your waistband. What are you putting on your waistband? How are you styling your waistband? It can be a really, really unique way to show that there's intentionality in how I'm dressing in this instance. And also, if you enjoy matching your belt with your shoes, if you like that, if you like the fact that that's a rule that's steadfast, that it looks good because you have that kind of combination of accessories, of footwear and in your waistline, by all means, wear the same color of leather as you're wearing on your belt loop with your shoes. There's no hate to that. I just think that the myth that it must always be done is something that I'm challenging a little bit. Let's get a word in for today's sponsor, Squarespace. Are you interested in making your very own website for a brand or creative project? Squarespace offers a comprehensive amount of features to help you create the website that you've always wanted. If you want to sell your products direct to consumer, or if you want to showcase your body of work, Squarespace makes it easy to do that and more. Currently, I'm using my Squarespace website as a hub for all of my content and as a way to direct those interested to my podcast and social media. If you need a design to help nudge you into creating your first website, this is your sign. Visit squarespace.com/DrewJoyner for 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. One of the biggest myths that I get a lot from people, especially when styling loafers, well, this entire myth is about styling loafers, is that you can't wear white socks with loafers. Now, we all have our own opinions about these things, and maybe there's people who are watching this video who come from just different levels of generations, and in your generation, you always wear black or darker socks, or you go no-show socks with loafers. But I think for me, and the era in which I'm perceiving loafers, I just don't think it still resonates with, I wouldn't even say a younger audience, but just a newer audience in relations to people who are wearing loafers. I think white socks have always been perceived to be a more sporty style of sock, and wearing it with something that's a bit more elevated like the loafer is, it comes off as a bit weird or a bit wonky. But for me personally, that's why I like wearing white socks, light or white socks. I like wearing them because I have a sports background. I'm someone who played basketball, and when I played and I wore sneakers like basketball shoes, I love wearing white socks there, and I just love the way it looked, the contrast of white with whatever color sneaker that I'm wearing. And I feel the same way about my loafers. And I don't think it really matters, because a lot of times, I mean, it matters, but I don't think it really becomes as obvious when I'm wearing pants, is that, you know, maybe the white sock is peeking through very, very lightly. And I like having that kind of contrasting element within an outfit when I'm wearing loafers. What do you think? Do you wear socks with your loafers? Do you wear dark colored socks, light colored socks? Is it faux pas to wear white colored socks? Let me know down in the comments. Now, I have a question for you. What do you do with your older clothes? One of the craziest fashion myths that I saw the other day is that once your clothes have been unused for X amount of time, that you should just throw them away. Literally, I saw something that said you should just throw them away. Now that's a bit crazy to me, especially in 2024. I think a lot of us see the effect that human society has on the environment. The fashion industry is one of the largest contributors to global waste, and it's in part due to the fact that a lot of manufacturers, consumers discard their clothing by throwing it away and not really disposing of it in a more ethical way, which I know isn't always easy, but I think just throwing it away is a bit too easy. What I try to do with my older garments is I try to sell them, get value for them, just put them back into the economy in some way. Or if they can't be resold, I try to take them to a charity or donation, a place where the clothes can be repurposed and reused, either by people in the community or by other fashion labels to be reused as fabric or yarn or something like that. I don't know if that's a big myth, like if people still think that, but if you just throw away your clothes, stop doing that. And I think this is important for young people in particular. When you're young, you don't really understand the entire scope of the world and the situation of the world. When you're young, you just do things and you're like, oh, I'm young, I don't care about anything, I'm gonna live forever. But in reality, I wish that when I was 15, 16, 17, 14, I knew more things about the world so that I could make better, more informed decisions. And I think this generation that's below or younger than me, that like they try to do their best, but I still see a lot of, kids who think that they know what's best. And it's important to know that, okay, you don't have to throw away your clothes. You can dispose of them and get rid of them in a more ethical way. Environmentally ethical way. All right, the last myth that I want to touch on and debunk is that there are certain pairs of colors that can't be worn together. One of the most prominent pairs that I've heard about is colors such as brown and black and navy and black, that these colors do not look good together. To me, this is just categorically wrong. You can't say that brown and black or navy and black don't look good together. Have you ever seen someone wear an outfit with brown and black and it look good? It totally destroys this idea that these colors don't go together. Now, of course, with anything you style, whether color is the main element of the outfit, you have to understand whether or not these colors have good synergy to them. So like, I wouldn't recommend wearing ultraviolet navy or ultraviolet blue with pitch black or something like that. But even in just thinking about black and navy, I see no problem with those two colors going together at all, especially if you have a dominant element of black and then you use a pop of navy. Visually, I feel like you can't even tell the difference, because if you're looking at an outfit, if it's a cloudy day, it's going to look like it's an all black outfit. And then when you get closer, it's going to have navy elements. You're going to be like, whoa, that's cool. In general, most colors can be paired together. It all comes down to how you do it and where you blend the color combination within the outfit. Just like the fourth myth on this list, I think this idea springs from individuals who have a limited mindset about what is possible for their outfits. Don't have a limited mindset. Believe that you can pair black and brown or in black and navy. Okay, you can do it. It's good. You can pair them together, especially during the colder months like we're in right now. It's gonna look good. It'll look good if you make it look good. And if people question the validity of your style because you're pairing brown and black and navy and black, you need to find some new people in your ear. You need to get some new friends. You need to get some new advisors, whatever it is. You need to stop reading the comments because it can look good together, guys. I know it can. Trust me, it can. Let me know what other myths that you've heard about fashion. I would love to make a part 2 of this, and I would love to know your thoughts about all the myths that I outlined down in the comment section. I love like conversation type videos, so like I'm excited to see what you guys think about this. If you agree, disagree, if these are pretty obvious, then like we can move on to a new topic for next week. But let me know down in the comments. As always, I'm spreading peace, love, and positivity in 2024. So that means I'm spreading peace, love, and positivity to you and more. Wherever you are in the world, have a wonderful rest of your day. Abianto. Peace. Yo, what is good? Post vid. Here's a fist bump for the one time. Bop. Thank you so much for staying to the end of the video. Here's a second fist bump. Bop. If you're new here, this is the post vid. This is the after vid credit rolling screen where you get 100% Drew 100% of the time. No script, no ideas, just brain, thoughts, words coming at you at 100 miles an hour. But let's kind of wrap it up, okay? So if you're new here, post vid, you comment hashtag PVV based on the question that I ask you. I'm curious to see your guys' question. Happy New Year again. Hopefully you're having a good start to the year. I'm having a decent start. This is the first video of the year. Hopefully you like it. For the PVV, what is an underrated movie? Underrated movie that you feel like deserves more credit, more love. I know that Saltburn has been really popular recently. I know the award ceremonies for the actors, I think it's called the Golden Globe, just happened. The movies, people are talking about movies and shows. The Bear, have you seen that one? It's not very underrated, but one of the movies that I feel like is super underrated that I watched with Lauren and her cousin not too long ago was called Rango. Have you seen this movie before? It's an animated film about a lizard who's a cowboy in the West. So fire. The animation is so fire. For 2011 standards, man, go rewatch Rango if you enjoy like art and animation and just like how people animate things. Like, man, they did a great job. Johnny Depp was the voice actor. Okay, we're coming to the end of the video. I have nothing left to say. Hashtag PVV down in the comments. Let me know whether or not you have an underrated movie. I'll see you in next week's video. Peace.